Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about one of the best tool for host discovery, host scanning. For that, we are going to use the tool called Nmap. So Nmap full form is nothing but network mapper. So it is a security scanner or network scanner. It was created by Gordon Leon. So Nmap is useful for discovering the host and then services on the computer network by sending the information from one place to another place, like sending the packets from source to destination. So what is Nmap useful for? So Nmap useful for network scanning and information gathering. So key functions for Nmap. So the first one is the host discovery. Whether the host is active or not. We can find the host active or not using the Nmap. And port scanning. What are all the ports that are available in the target, like HTTP port, HTTPS port? We can find the ports using Nmap. So after that, you can use the Nmap for service and version detection. So you can find the services like MySQL, Apache, PHP, and then their versions like MySQL 2.14 or MySQL 2.15. What are all the services and then version running on the host? You can find that using Nmap. Also, you can find the operating system of the host, whether the host operating system is Windows, Linux, or Mac. Using the Nmap, we can find the operating system. Also, Nmap can be useful for vulnerability scanning. What are all the vulnerabilities or weakness present in the computer? We can find. And then you can also use Nmap for troubleshooting. So, whether the network failure is present or not. Nmap is also useful for whether the host or target using firewall or antivirus. It can detect firewall or antivirus present in the target computer. By doing that, we can change our attack. So there are many uses in Nmap. The most important use, that is network scanning. So we are going to see an example for network scanning using Nmap. For that, you have to open the Kali Linux and then you have to open the command using root. You have to type the tool name Nmap and then help. So it will provide what are all the options available. Nmap help. So first one will be target specification. First, you need to provide the IP address of your target and then host discovery. What are all the ports, what are all the services that are available in the host. So these are all the options, and then scan techniques. So you can use the scan techniques like TCP scan, UDP scan, null scan, zombie scan, decoy scan. You can use the Nmap. And then port scanning. You can find what are all the open ports available in your target, like the ports like HTTP, HTTPS, and then service like MySQL, PHP, or Apache. You can find the service using the option SB. And then script scan is nothing but finding the vulnerabilities present in your or present in that target IP address. And then OS detection, whether the OS can be Windows, Linux, VirtualBox, or any other Mac. And then you can see the timing and performance. If you want more accurate and fast search, you can use the timing like T0, T1, T2, T3, T4, T5. T5 is the fastest and T0 is the slowest. And then you can see the firewall detection. So if the host contains firewall, you can escape using the options like fragment, decoy, and then spoof source address. So these are all the options to escape from the firewall. So and then you can see the last option, that is output. If you want to store your output in any other formats like text format or CSV format or Excel format, you can use the option ON or OA. So these are all the options available in Nmap for network scanning. So we are going to see an example. First, we are going to discuss about basic scan. So you need to type the name of the tool Nmap, and then you have to type the target IP address. After that, you have to search. So it will scan the target IP address. What are all the ports available in the target IP address? Also, it finds the information about whether the host is active or not. So host is up is nothing but host is active. And then you can see the ports. These are all the ports available. HTTP, HTTPS. So this is the basic scan in Nmap. So now we are going to discuss about how to scan the ports. For that, you have to type the name of the tool, Nmap, and then you have to type the target IP address. So after that, you have to type the option for port scanning, that is P. P is for port, hyphen port, and then you have to type the specific port like HTTP for HTTP 443. We are going to find whether this port is open or closed. So you can see the port is open. HTTP port is open. So and then I'm going to check for another port, that is 22. 22 is for SSH, secure cell. So it is a remote type. So you can see the SSH is active. And then you can see the state filter. Filter means the host contains antivirus or firewall. If the firewall is present in the host, the state will present as filtered. So now we are going to discuss about the scan techniques like TCP scan, UDP scan. For that, first we are going to discuss about TCP scan. For TCP scan, you have to type the tool and then IP address, and then you have to type the option, that is ST. T is for TCP. So TCP uses three-way handshake. Mostly the host firewall detects the TCP scan because TCP uses three-way handshake. So for that only we should not use three-way handshake ST. So you can also find the ports, but some of the ports are filtered because firewall is blocking the scan. For this only we have to use the TCP self scan. It will not use three-way handshake. Firewall will not detect the scan. For that you have to type Nmap and then IP address, and then you have to type yes, yes. Yes for self scan. So that's the importance of yes, yes scan. Self scan. So now we are going to use the UDP scan. That you have to type Nmap and then IP address, and then you have to type the option PU. PU is for UDP scan. So this is the result for the UDP scan. So these are all the scan techniques. Now we are going to search for the services and their version in the host computer. For that you have to type the Nmap, and then you have to type the IP address of the host, and then you have to type the option SV. SV is for version scan. So you have to run the scan. So these are all the result for the scan. So you can see the service and then version. For that you can see the service HTTP and then version is light TPD. So this is the version, and then you can see the SSL HTTP. The version is also same, and then you can see the HTTP proxy and then version. So you need to copy the versions because some of the versions contains vulnerability. From the vulnerabilities we can hack the computer. For that only we need to know about the version and then their vulnerabilities. So in the upcoming classes we are going to find the vulnerability and then exploit the vulnerability. Nmap is also useful for scanning the vulnerabilities. So this is how you can find the service and then their version. So now we are going to find the OS of the host. For that, you have to type nmap, and then you have to type the host IP address, and then you have to type O. O is for OS scan. It will find the OS of the computer, host computer. So you can see the guessing Oracle VirtualBox, because I'm using Oracle VirtualBox for the example. For that only the output source Oracle VirtualBox. So if the host uses Windows or Linux, it will show in the output. So this is how you can find the OS of the target. So if I want to save the output in TXT file or Excel file or JSON file, we are going to use the option ON. For that, you have to use the same commands nmap and then IP address and then same option O, and then you have to type ON for format, file format. And then you have to type the file name. So I'm going to type a.txt. OS direction scanned output will be stored in the a.txt file. So that's it guys. In today's class, we are discuss about the complete information about Nmap scanning for host.
Welcome everyone. In today's class, we are going to discuss about network traffic analysis tool, that is Wireshark. We are going to discuss about Wireshark. So Wireshark is an open source packet analyzer. It will analyze your packet, incoming packet and also outgoing packets. So Wireshark can be used for network troubleshooting, analysis, software and communication protocol. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about how to install the Wireshark and how to analyze the packets incoming from our traffic. So you can see the documentation. Before that, we are going to discuss about what is Wireshark used for. So it is an open source network analyzer. It can capture and display real-time details of your network. So that's the basics of Wireshark. It will monitor your networks in the real time. So it can be used for both real-time packet analyzer and also troubleshooting your network, whether the communication can be established or not. So if the hacker tries to hack your computer by using any ping or ICMP protocol, then the Wireshark will capture those packets. From that, you can analyze the hacker's methodology. So hackers uses Wireshark for intercepting and logging the packets. So Wireshark can be used for both red team and blue team. So the red team is nothing but the ethical hackers or other hackers. So hackers uses the Wireshark to intercept your network. So the blue team, that is the security engineer, uses Wireshark for monitoring the network. So it can be used for both team, blue team and then red team. So after that, we are going to open the Wireshark website. So you have to open the website. So in that, you can see the download option. If you select that, the Wireshark will be downloaded. And then you have to install the Wireshark for your computer. So we are going to select the documentation. So you can see the YouTube links for the manual of Wireshark. So these are all the documentation available in the Wireshark. So if you want to learn about the Wireshark, you can use the website of Wireshark. So after that, I'm going to open my call in NX. In that, we are going to discuss the network traffic analyzer tool, that is Wireshark. So we are going to open the Wireshark. So this is the GUI for the Wireshark. So in that, you can see all the interfaces available in your computer, like Ethernet 0, any loopback. So you can see all the interfaces will be available. If you have any Wi-Fi, then the interface will be available in the Wireshark. So you can select your own interface in the Wireshark. I'm going to select the any. So any interfaces can be used for the Wireshark traffic analysis. So I'm going to select the any traffic. So after opening the interface, I'm going to show you an example how the hacker tries to ping your computer. So when the hacker tries to ping your computer, then the Wireshark will analyze the ICMP packets from the hacker's computer. So we are going to discuss that example. So I'm going to ping. So consider this as an hacker terminal. So the hacker tries to ping your computer, whether the communication can be established or not. So after the hacker tries to ping your computer, Wireshark analyzes the incoming packets from the hacker. So you can see the packets coming from the hacker's computer. So you can see the informations available in the Wireshark. So we are going to discuss the examples. So you can see ICMP uses request and reply. It will request whether the communication can be established or not. If the communication can be established, then the destination will show reply message. So the first one is the time, and then second one is the source IP. So source IP, for example, you need to consider the source IP is the hacker's IP. So 10.0.2.5 is the hacker's IP. And then destination IP. So consider the destination IP as a security engineer laptop. So hacker tries to communicate with the security engineer laptop. Then uses the protocol ICMP protocol. And then you can see the length of the packets. You can see 100 is the length of the packets. And then info is ping. So it tries to communicate with your laptop. And then first will be the request. Hacker tries to request to your computer. Then your computer replies to the hacker whether the communication can be established. And then you can see the ID, sequence number, time to live. TTL is nothing but time to live. So ICMP uses request and reply. So if you select any one of the packets and double click that, you can see the details of the packets, like the frame used in the packets, like the section number, interface ID. So we are just using the any interface. And then encapsulation. Encapsulation is nothing but combining all the packets in one packet. And then arrival time. So you can see the time of the hacker tries to ping our computer. And then UTC arrival time, epoch arrival time, and then shift for the times. So these are all the time values. And then you can see the frame number, frame length, capture length. So this uses the ICMP protocol. So these are all the coloring values. So our security engineer laptop is Linux. So that's why it shows Linux. And then you can see the packet types, packet layers, and then protocol. Protocol is the IPv4 protocol. And then you can see the IPv4. So that's the internet protocol, time to live, and all the details in the packets. So in the Wireshark, it will be considered in the order of OSI layer model. So first will be the physical layer, then data link layer, then network layer, then transport layer, then session layer, and then last one will be the application layer. So this order will be in the Wireshark. So you can see the options available in the Wireshark. So first one is the starting the packet analyzer, and then second one is stopping the analyzer, and then third one is the pausing the analyzer. So you can see all the options available in the Wireshark. So if you want to save this file, you can use the save file option. So the file can be saved as pcap png or pcap file. You can select your own format, and then you have to type the name and then save your file. So that's how we can save our capture. So if you want to find your packets in the analyzer, so you need to type the shortcut key Ctrl+G. After that, you can see the packet is generated. You need to type the packet name. So I'm going to type packet 20. So and then you can see the packet 20 will be available in the packet analyzer. So you can see 20 is available. So if you want to find, so there will be many packets in our analyzer. So you need to use the shortcut key for every values. So the shortcut key for finding the packet is Ctrl+G. So in the statistic tab, you can see all the information about your packet analysis. So the first one is the capture file properties. So if you select that option, you can see all the properties of your packet. So you can see the name of your packet, length of your packet, and then hash file of your packet. So the hashes can be many types. So the hashes can be many types. SAR-256, SAR-512, SAR-1. So and then you can see the OS information and then interface, measurement. So these are all the properties of your file capture. So the statistic tab is very important in the Wireshark. It will show all the information about your packet capture. So after that, we are going to discuss about the second option. So you need to select resolved addresses. So we can see the address of the each values. The IP value will be converted into name. So you can see the name of the IP address, and also you can see the name of the MAC address also. So all the address will be converted into name. So that's the resolved address. So you can see the ports and file commands. And then we are going to discuss about protocol hierarchy. So in that you can see the protocols in the Wireshark. You can see the internet protocol, transmission control protocol. So these are all the protocols. After that we are going to discuss about the conversation. So conversation is very important. When the hacker communicates with the security engineer laptop, then these two IP address will be present in the Wireshark. So the address A is the hacker address. Address B is the security engineer address. So you can see all the information about the conversation between the hacker and then security engineer laptop. So also you can see the bytes on the packet size. So the packet coming from A to B or B to A. So these are all the IPv4. So conversation is very important in terms of security engineering network analysis. And then endpoint. So endpoint is nothing but hacker tries to communicate with any one of the devices in your organization. You need to find which device the hacker tries to communicate, whether the device can be server or your laptop. And then we can see the packet length, IO graph, service time, service response time, and then DHCP statistics. And you can see other. So there are many options available in the statistics. So we have just discussed about the basic statistics. So we can see the last important statistics, that is the IPv4. So we can capture both the hacker address and also security engineer address. So if you want to analyze the HTTP, you can use that option. So HTTP. So hacker can use Wireshark to find the credentials of the user in the HTTP tab. So that's why every website must use HTTPS, because HTTP don't use encryption, but HTTPS uses encryption. So after that we are going to discuss about the tool tab in the Wireshark. So in the tool tab you can see the firewall rules. So you can see the firewall rules like whether the IP address can be allowed or not. So if you want to allow any IP address, you can use that option. So after that we are going to discuss about the credentials in the tools. So in the credentials, the Wireshark can capture the username and password in the packets. So if the packets contains any username or password, it will be generated in the credential tab. So these are all the important details about the Wireshark for packet analysis. So Wireshark is very important for analyzing your packets, both incoming and also outgoing traffic. So from that you can analyze the hacker's IP address and also your own destination IP address. And also you can find the conversation between the hacker and then endpoint devices. So that's it. We have discussed about the Wireshark.